You and Vlad had a great relationship and you shared your story first on his platform and things was good. You pulled a prank on him on your live and he seemed okay with it at first. But then he got upset, right? Did you see what he said on No Jumper in that clip?
What did he say?
He basically said that, that he is not just some regular person, like he's a business owner. And in that situation, you put him in a possible situation where he could have caused harm or harm could have been caused to him. And, so like it was like you put him at risk when you told him, oh, you don't need to bring security. And it was like a whole thing like that.
How could have he caused harm on anybody?
He said that he put his hands in his pocket and he had something on him. He didn't have a gun, but he had something on him where he was potentially could have pulled out and did something, if he felt like his life was at risk.
He had mace in his pocket, bro. What the fuck harm could he have done with that? The only harm he could have did was like, fuck up the computer equipment. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, bro. Like, to be honest, I'm going to keep it a buck. Vlad, he gave me an opportunity. I appreciate him forever for that. So I'll never talk bad about him. You know what I mean? But since he came out and said that, I'm going to say this. Vlad has put me in positions a lot of times, like precarious situations. Like I'll say one thing and Vlad would put in the fucking titles, oh, China Mac said, fuck Dave East and he's not a real Crip. And that's not what the fuck I said. You know what I'm saying? So Vlad has put me in positions where I was uncomfortable many times. Many times. That wasn't the only time. You know what I'm saying? So when I pranked him, I felt like, I didn't try to make him feel a certain way. At the end of the day, like he's not a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? You're not a gangster. You're not anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You are a fucking interviewer. You know what I'm saying? And what I felt was like, okay, he's never been put in that position. It'll be funny to see him react in a situation like that. I knew he ain't had no gun on him. You know what I'm saying? I knew, and I made sure that the people that was doing it wasn't directing the energy towards him. So at the end of the day, the only thing that would have went wrong was his reaction. If he would have been scared or whatever, right? That would have been the funny. Like if he was scared, like, oh my God, like that would have been funny to see Vlad in that position because everybody sees Vlad in a position of putting other people in uncomfortability. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I felt like it would be a juxtaposition to put him in an uncomfortable situation. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he put me in an uncomfortable position. So it's not like, it's just a part of the, I thought it was just content. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to disrespect him. I didn't mean to do anything like that. You know what I mean? I thought it was be funny. You know what I mean?
He said that like, oh, like I may not be like a gangster or anything like that, but I've been in home invasions and, like I got a gun and I've used it or something like that. Like he was saying just because I'm not a tough guy doesn't mean that like if my life is put on the line that I'm not going to have a human instinct to try to survive, basically. And he was saying,
but what? How did I put his life in the line? Like that wasn't the prank. The prank wasn't him being put in the line. The prank was other people, going at it and they didn't say one thing to Vlad. So it wasn't like I had two people come in and Vlad, yo, you's a bitch. I'll rob you and shit like that. It wasn't that. So he wasn't put in a danger in the prank. The prank was just other people and he just seeing his reaction and what happens. And I thought that the prank showed that he wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? I thought that the prank showed who he really was. I thought that the prank showed, but even if it didn't show that, it would just show like, oh, prank. I mean, he would be scared. You know what I'm saying? But he would just be scared in other things going on around him. I didn't have people direct that energy towards him. So, I mean, some people might think that it would be distasteful. maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't a good choice. Maybe, the prank wasn't a good choice. But I felt like, me and him had a good enough of a relationship that he wouldn't feel personal about a prank like that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think that he felt so like conscious about like, him looking like a tough guy or a soft guy. I didn't feel like he even would like he would be bothered by it. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was a little more comfortable in his manhood, I guess to say, than to be upset at that. Because I wouldn't be up. Somebody pranked me, I wouldn't be upset. I'll laugh, like, you know what I'm saying? But he felt upset at it. I mean, it is what it is. I can't be mad at him for being upset, but at the same time, like like I said, bro, he put me in plenty of several times. He put me in uncomfortable positions. You know what I'm saying? That made me look a certain way. That made my relationships with different people look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like you know I felt like shit. If you could do that to me, I could do that to you.
Yeah, because his whole thing was like, okay, you don't know how I'm gonna react. What if I react scared? Then that becomes a meme. That becomes a new meme, and then like I'm being embarrassed as a business owner, and I'm being made
Right,
to
but
look a certain way.
at the end of the day, you don't know how I'm going to respond to these questions you asking me.
Right.
You don't know how I'm going to respond when you ask me these detective ass questions. If I'm going to say some shit that would cause me to get arrested or cause me to get harm in the streets, or you don't know how I'm going to respond to that. So what's the difference? How you respond is how you respond, right?
Yeah, because he was saying like he doesn't wish anything bad on you. Obviously, like he says that you guys are still cool. It's no beef or anything, but he just didn't feel comfortable with you being on his platform after the fact, and that he spoke to you and told you like like that wasn't cool or something, and he said that you said, oh, I wasn't really thinking about it. I guess I didn't think about it enough. I was just trying to make a viral moment.
I mean, I don't know if I said that, um, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, like I'm gonna go back to that, bro. I'm gonna go back to listen. He felt uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And the possibility of him acting in a reacting in a way that would make him look bad is the same as him asking me questions that I could possibly answer that would make me look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like he holds no punches when he asks questions and shit. So like, he's asked me plenty of questions where it was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a content creator. I'm a content creator. He asked certain questions and I, did certain content. At the end of the day, like it's his choice not to bring me back on. But who's to say I even want to go back on? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I respect the fact that he gave me an opportunity and it was on that platform where a lot of people, found me and learned of me. But that platform didn't make my career. Like it helped give me a boost. You know what I'm saying? It helped give me a platform to make a career for myself. But there's plenty of people that went on his platform that didn't make a career for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I did that myself. It was my work that helped make me known past Vlad. So I do appreciate Vlad. I never talk shit about Vlad, but you know, say I wanted to go back on that platform.
Because his whole thing was like he said that because it was live, like if you were to like to play devil's advocate, if you were to say something in a question, right, and you didn't want it to come out because it's pre-recorded, you could ask him not to put it out. But because that thing is live, he says that I don't usually do live content because I don't know what's going to happen, especially because the way that he kind of painted it was like you told him, oh, it's just going to be us. It's just going to be us in this little studio space or whatever. Like it's like my apartment or whatever. And like you gave him the impression that it was going to be kind of like a controlled setting.
Right. I mean, it was a prank, bro. Like,
Right.
It was a prank, bro. Like I didn't know that, you know, like I didn't. I loved Ashton Kutcher's show. Like I used to watch that shit all the time. MTV prank. I used,
Punked.
yeah,
Yeah.
Punked. I love that show. And I just thought that it would be cool to see Vlad like in a vulnerable state like that. I just felt like nobody ever seen Vlad in a position like that. I felt like people only seen Vlad in one way, and it would be cool to see him like, you know, in a funny, in like something that was a little more like funny. You know what I'm saying? Was it a bad choice? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Was it a, you know, I'm sorry that he felt like that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you know, am I gonna cry about it? No.
He got Adam to basically admit, because he was like, Adam was like, oh, so why don't you have China Mac on your platform anymore? And then like Vlad was like, okay. And I understand that you've been saying your version of the truth of why. And so, because you know how Adam has been trying to say that it's because of the whole AD fight. So he kind of
Right.
got Adam to admit that, yeah, like you're spinning your own narrative about why, when that's not really the case. Like this is the reason why. And then he went in to explain.
Right. I mean, there you go. Motherfucking Adam is a liar. He just spins shit and he just, but I said that though. That's what I said. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad Vlad, you know, went up there and told the truth. Like, you know? Um, yeah. Fucking Adam is a liar, bro.